Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki Jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. Yogi Ramsuratkumar എன்ற ദിവ്യൻ we have been singing the powerful name Yogi Ramsuratkumar for 1 hour in the evening time, the twilight, which is very special. It's a time all the devatas, and today being the Pradosham day, it's 4:30 when Lord Shiva is a reminder of Lord Shiva dancing between the two horns of his bull, his mount. And today we were able to sing his name together. As I always say, it is no small grace. As we as we have been doing, seeing some glimpses of Bhagwan, the early 80s, 79 particularly, and 80s. Bhagwan often said that it was very difficult for people to understand him. Nobody could understand his role in this world. Nobody could understand what he was doing and what he would be doing in the future. One day, a mango had come. I have mentioned it before. It was green in color, and then he just took it in hand and showed. People would think, just looking at it, people would think that it is not ripe, so it could be sour. But this beggar says its pulp is very tasty, very sweet, though it looks green on the outside. Appearances are deceptive. And then he went on to refer to how dirty-looking beggars could be great masters when people who would put on the marks on their forehead, wear rudraksha and tulsi malas, would look very pious on the outside, but they might be doing something else on the side. One should never judge anything by appearance, far more the great masters. He had said that seeing people and blessing is only a small fraction of his Father's work, that most of this beggar's work is hidden. And today we shall see, we shall have a glimpse of the type of work, how he conducted his court, and how a particular situation developed, and the subtleties that it contained. It was about 9:30 in the night. Bhagwan was still seated in the chariot mandap, and there were quite a few people. His 4 attendants who used to carry the gunny bags, Shishukavanam, and other people, some more people. Agaram Jayaraman, who was pretty close to Bhagwan in those days, who would visit regularly and would serve Bhagwan the way Bhagwan wanted him to serve, to the satisfaction of Bhagwan. He was very fortunate because Bhagwan often said that this fortune doesn't fall upon everyone. One should have done many, many, many meritorious deeds in the last births. Now he reached the Teredi Mandap, as we call it, the chariot mandap, at 9:30. And then Bhagwan said, Jairama, today this beggar feels that he should take something. This beggar has not taken anything from morning. There have been occasions when this beggar has not taken anything at all, and he wouldn't eat anything in the night also. But today, somehow, this beggar feels that he should take something. And then he looked at people around. Then he said, Jairama, do you think ripe mangoes would be available now? Yes, Swami. Then you should go get some for this beggar, Jairama. So Agarav Jairaman immediately left in search of ripe mangoes. The time was 10:30. 9:30 he arrived. When Bhagwan proposed this, it was 10:30. So he went about searching for those ripe mangoes as Bhagwan wanted. Finally, he managed to find some 12 ripe ones, but they were small. So he was bringing them. He had reached almost the steps of the chariot mandap. Bhagwan could clearly see him coming from there, from the top. Just then, one Trishanku, one of the attendants of Bhagwan, came down the steps after taking permission to attend a nature's call. When he saw Jairaman carrying small ripe ones, he said, why? Big-sized mangoes, ripe ones are available in the Gandhi market. And as soon as he mentioned, Agaram Jairaman could not think. Immediately he rushed with Trishanku to Gandhi market. When Bhagwan told us something to do, we had to keep up the instructions to the letter. If he said go buy something and come, you go buy whatever is available and come. And if you have to go again, if you want to search again, you have to take his permission again. Because his asking somebody to get some ripe mangoes is not equal to our asking to buy something. Bhagwan was a cosmic being. Sometimes I used to think that the whole cosmos was on his head. It was as though he was carrying the whole cosmos with him. Even the smallest gesture that he made had some deep purpose. It was serving some deep purpose for the entire cosmos, not for single individuals. Now Jairaman, Bhagwan saw him rushing out without coming to hand over those small-sized ones. He didn't say anything, he just waited. But these people, when they reached Gandhi market, they found this Bangalore variety of mangoes had arrived true to Trishanku's statement, but then they were still green. And those people there said it would take 1 week to ripen. And then Jairaman knew his mistake. My God, what have I done? Trusting this Trishanku's word, and I've come all the way. I should have gone and given it. Because he had been serving Bhagwan, he knew. There were moments of weakness, ignorance mostly, though out of love all the time, out of care and concern, we do seva to Bhagwan. Sometimes this Maya enters. Like I said yesterday, one has to be vigilant all the time. So he rushed back, carrying all those small-sized ones, 12 of them, and handed over to Bhagwan. But Bhagwan said, What happened, Jairama? Why are you late? This beggar saw you going alone. Now you're coming back with Trishanku. The two of you are coming together. What happened? Then Jairaman related everything. Naturally, Bhagwan was upset. His getting upset is not our getting upset over something. Please know the difference. All the time there was this difference. A cosmic man getting upset over some work meant for the cosmos. An individual given to his own weaknesses and temptations is different. So Bhagwan was upset. Rama, this beggar, most of the time, most of the days, this beggar would not take something in the night. But today, suddenly this beggar felt that he should take something. And then this beggar thought he could send one of these people here to one of the shops to buy something. This beggar was in madness. Only in madness this beggar would feel like eating something all of a sudden. And then this beggar thought, no, that wouldn't do. It's very necessary for these people to be here with this beggar now. And then this beggar thought, this beggar could give some food to Jairama also. And so, we can go out together and eat in one of the shops and come. And then this beggar thought, this beggar would send Jairama to some shops, say Udupi Hotel or Sundar Tea House, to buy some chapatis. And then this beggar thought, no, this beggar would eat only mangoes, ripe mangoes. You see, Jairama, so many considerations before this beggar decided to give you the work. It is the work, Father's work. So it was a pointer to Jairaman's mistake, how it upset the calculations of Bhagwan. And then Bhagwan said, it's okay. Now this beggar would eat everything. So he ate up all the 12 mangoes, one after the other, in front of all these people, in front of Jairama also. And then what was left over was only the skins of those 12 mangoes and the seeds. He left them there and said, Jairama, you can handle them now. If you want, you can give something to Sukhavanam here, if you like to give. And then, of course, Jairaman took 9 of them, the 9 skins thrown by Bhagwan, and 3 mangoes, that is the skin and the seed. Sukhavanam took. Sukhavanam ate up whatever was left over, sticking to the skin inside, the content, the little that was left over by Bhagwan, and then he left the skins. Whereas Jairaman ate up all the skins also. They were only skins, a little, probably a little of this mango sticking on, but he ate all of them together, leaving only the seeds. A little later, Bhagwan said, you throw all that, whatever is left there after you people eat, put it in a separate place. So he went and put it there, and soon after that, some pigs came and started to eat the skin, the seeds. And then Bhagwan said, "Did you throw it in a separate place, Jairama?" "Yes, Swami." And then Jairaman reported now pigs had come and they were eating. "Oh, Jairama, they are eating the skins of the mangoes." Jairaman said, "No, Swami, I ate up 9 of them. The 3 that Sukavanam took, he had left them after eating the little that was sticking on and thrown the skins. And I think the pigs are eating the mango seeds." Bhagwan said, "You see, Jairama, how bad this beggar is? This beggar ate up all the mangoes and left only the skins for you people and the seeds." Then Jairaman said, "Swami, whatever you have left for us is what is required for us, and it was full of that." What a beautiful reply. After Jairaman said that, Bhagwan said, "Jairama, you think so? This beggar left what is required for you?" "Yes, Swami." "You are right, Jairama. It is true. This beggar has left something for you. My Father's grace. This beggar has to leave something, and whatever he leaves is full of what you require." So Bhagwan that day played this drama, this natak, as he used to say, Leela. Just to make this point, that is how he operated. When Bhagwan was planning to eat, suddenly it struck him to eat something, and it happened to be the ripe mangoes. And when I read this, I was reminded of another incident that happened in Sannidhi Street House. I forgot to add one thing, because after eating these mangoes, Bhagwan wanted some water. See, it was 11 o'clock. He wanted some water to drink. So he asked Jairama to go to Sundar tea house to bring some water, but that was closed. Then he sent him to Udupi hotel to bring some water, and he brought it in a tumbler. Bhagwan drank some, and then he asked Jairaman to keep the rest. Not to drink, but keep it. When you look at it, Bhagwan, once when he was seated there, it was some holiday, there was a long queue of people waiting to see Bhagwan. People who came out of the temple were joining more and more. So the queue was getting longer and longer, like the tail of Hanuman. At one point, Bhagwan said, "Devaki, you start to count." So I was counting. It reached 800. It was 7:30 in the evening, and all the 800 times Bhagwan was raising his hand. He was either patting people on the back, or dropping a candy or a banana, saying, "My Father blesses you, Ram Ram." When he was doing the spiritual ministry, 800 people, when I said, "Devaki, what is the count?" 800, Bhagwan. "Oh, close the gate then. This beggar can no more eat anything." And then he turned to me and said, "You see, Devaki, this beggar has eaten up so much today. This beggar has to digest all that. This beggar has overeaten today." And that's when I understood that every person walking into his presence does not go empty-handed. At the same time, Bhagwan is eating something from them. What could be it? When we go to a Mahatma, prostrate before him, there is an exchange. We offer our bad karmas, we offer our sufferings at his feet, and he gives blessings in return. Our karmas have to be cleared by him. He takes those karmas upon himself. Sometime or the other, he has to work it out. So when Bhagwan, that day, when he saw those people seated there, his attendants and a few others, and at that time, among the attendants, there was a rift. There was some jealousy because somebody was doing more work, somebody was doing less work, and someone else was doing some other work, and this and that. It was necessary that Bhagwan had to settle it in a subtle way. His eating up the mangoes was highly symbolic, and that work was getting a little upset because of Jairam's ignorance. This gives us a glimpse of how Bhagwan worked. Drinking water, eating a mango, or seeing a person patting him on the back or dropping a sugar candy into his hand. Communication, communication, communication. All the time, it's communication of blessings for a certain work. And Bhagwan had often said, if he blessed somebody in a certain situation, it was meant for not just that single individual, it was meant for all those people in similar situation. That he could never do anything small. It was always big. If his calculations were upset, it would have repercussions on the cosmic level. Every little thing, Bhagwan said, every look of his, every word he uttered, every gesture he made, every step that he took, Father's work, Father's cosmic work was getting done in that. See, it was cosmos embodied, walking around. How would you live with this person? Very difficult for people in ignorance. And somehow Bhagwan managed everything with ignorant people all the time around. We had our own difficulties in serving him because of our own ignorance. But Bhagwan took everything. Somehow he managed. So this gives us a glimpse that he would casually throw away the skins of mangoes and say, Jairama, you handle them. And Jairama did, even though the first time he slipped. There was a lapse, but the second time when Bhagwan threw away the skins of those mangoes, he ate them up properly. And that pleased Bhagwan. It is the way the great soul's work. Who can understand them? Bhagwan once said they were like the radio, all the time only relaying what comes from God. There is no individual in their bodies. He said, there is no individual in this body. There is nobody. There is nothing and nobody in this body except Father. So you see, this gives us a beautiful glimpse of how Bhagwan operated. Night 10:30, he was demanding ripe mangoes. Bhagwan would never say something that could not be done. If he said something, get some mangoes, ripe mangoes for me, they would be available. The attendant would know that. And the attendant had to pursue that until he got it, till the end. I had a similar experience, but there is no time to say that now. Maybe we shall reserve it for another occasion. But this is how Bhagwan operated, and this is how the great master do the good work for the sake of the people. Now this Bhagwan is right in front of us, with his hand raised in benediction. We shall now submit our prayers at his feet. Bhagwan, we seek your immediate divine intervention.